Welcome back to Crazy Ex Podcast. This time, Roger and I started season 2 with episode 1, which is Where is Josh's Friend? As always, we'll start off with a synopsis. A month after Jama's wedding, Rebecca is desperately trying to get Josh to commit to something beyond their casual sex situationship. Josh says that he's uncomfortable being with Rebecca, while Greg still thinks Rebecca and Greg are dating. So Rebecca goes to Paula for help to track down Greg. Despite Paula swearing off bunch sanity, they track Greg to an AA meeting. Rebecca and Josh agree to pause their relationship until they can talk to Greg, but then immediately have sex. Roger, what did you think of this episode?
There's a lot of good, and there's a lot of Rebecca.
Okay.
Best way I can phrase that.
Okay. I didn't love this episode. There is a lot of Rebecca, and there's a lot of Rebecca being a terrible person. Some of it was boring, also. And
Rebecca is a terrible person. Like, there's good people who do terrible things. There are terrible people who do good things. There are also good people who do good things. Rebecca is a terrible person. Like, I know you like Rebecca, but she's consistently shown to be a terrible person.
I think that Paula is often consistently shown to be a terrible person and is not a terrible person in this episode.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which she owns. She said, my morals are not up to code.
Yep.
I don't think that Rebecca acknowledges that she's a bad person.
No.
In fact, she goes out of her way in an episode to prove that she is a good person.
She is a good person. Yes, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good person. That's better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also don't love the songs in this episode. I think they did a lot to set some things up here, though. So I don't know.
Honestly, everything that didn't involve Rebecca I thought was good. I don't know if there's anything that I have a complaint that didn't involve Rebecca that was bad. I think Paula's story was very interesting. I think they moved her along well. I think Greg's story was very interesting. I did not see that twist coming, though that makes sense when you think about it. I think Daryl and White Josh, despite having a small part, was very interesting and funny. I also asked some questions, potentially. I thought Marco was, really everyone besides Rebecca I thought was really interesting to watch.
I really don't like that Valencia is not in this episode.
Yeah, but I think she's coming. So she's not in every episode in the first, she's a quasi-main character. Mm-hmm. So, I would have liked to have seen some more of her, but I think we'll get to that. I think it's even more frustrating when you see everyone else simply accepting the problems in their life and trying to take steps to move forward, and then you have a character who is just doing the opposite.
I don't think she's the only person that's doing that.
Josh. Yeah, you're biased because you hate Josh, but I would not say Josh is going backwards. I would say Josh is stagnating.
Yeah.
I would say
maybe. I mean, he's gonna move back in with his mom and his dad, and apparently go on a double date with Hector and his mom.
I don't think he's gonna do that. Josh is a different discussion. Here's an interesting question for you. You have always framed this, oddly enough, as Team Josh or Team Greg, as if it's like Twilight when they had the whole A, why? B, isn't there a third option?
What do you mean?
Well, answer the first question. Why do you think it's Team Greg or Team Josh?
I think that usually when people watch this show, they prefer Greg or Josh. Mm-hmm. And Rebecca will constantly be thinking about Greg or Josh.
Yeah. Okay. Second point is, isn't the correct answer neither?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. Now, I think they're bad for different reasons. I think Rebecca is bad for Greg. Mm-hmm. I also think Greg isn't good for Rebecca either, but Rebecca is absolutely bad for Greg. She has poisoned him. I think Rebecca is good for Josh as a friend, but I don't think they are particularly compatible together as far as a couple. So Team Josh and Team Greg, I'd be like, well, how about Team No? I'm on Team C here. I guess if you put a gun to my head and make a choice, I would take the person who's not an alcoholic. Do you consider that a character flaw?
That he's an alcoholic?
Yeah.
In a human or for Greg?
I don't know how to separate that question. What do you mean?
Are you asking, would I date someone who's an alcoholic?
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking, do you consider being an alcoholic a character flaw? Essentially, the way that you consider being dumb to be a character flaw.
Sort of. someone, obviously, like, you're always an alcoholic, whether or not you're in recovery or whatever.
Or you're either a recovering alcoholic or you're an active alcoholic, sure.
I think that alcoholics do a lot of destructive things, so that is a character flaw. Or, I mean, it's like a disease, so, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we would call that a character flaw, but I would have a hard time being friends with someone who is an alcoholic and isn't doing something about it. Being friends with, dating, whatever.
Sure. Is it a bigger character flaw than just being stupid?
No, because you can fix it.
Which one?
Being an alcoholic. You can't fix being dumb.
Okay.
Sorry, my computer just went blank. There we go. Okay, where would you like to start?
I don't care. Pick one. Start anywhere. I got similar notes for probably all of them.
Okay. Let's start with the song Love Kernels. Kind of kicks us off.
Love Kernels? Is that the desert one?
Yeah.
That song was fucking terrible. I will say that song explained to me, I think, why you dislike Josh.
Because he drops love kernels?
Because the entire relationship has basically been Rebecca pining, clawing, and taking every little kernel she can get from Josh as far as his attention, and Josh is mostly unaware of her.
Yeah.
Prior to, like, this episode, he's mostly, or at least he acts unaware of her. We obviously saw that he was aware to some degree of the attention that he got. But it certainly wasn't a symbiotic relationship when it came to attention. And she was basically desperately hoping for the drippings from his towel.
Yeah. I mean, this is partially why I don't like Josh, but I think that I think Josh doesn't know what he wants. And I mean, like, Rebecca is nuts and is asking for, like, a musical drawer and marriage. And I think Josh is like, sex is good.
No, so here's the thing. None of those things want to... okay, take it back. The musical drawer is nuts in isolation, but, like, just fucking crazy. But, as we see, which I love that they did this in the episode, it is very reasonable for two people who are together to have a drawer at each other's house.
Sure.
We see it with Daryl and White Josh, and it makes total sense. Like, I don't go, they're fucking crazy. Even though Daryl's a little cringy with the apartment, and Josh just like, yeah. It's like it's a stupid thing that you roll your eyes about and you move on. Rebecca, in her classic not funny, I'm too awkward phase, puts the ice cream song in a drawer?
Well, the interesting
what
thing
are we
is
doing?
I mean, I don't know if there were other things of Greg's in that drawer, but we never saw this conversation with Greg. And they were also in a similar, like, situationship where it was like...
We've never agreed with that, but sure.
What do you mean?
She was never in love with Greg.
Well, okay.
That's the point that we're just going to disagree about.
But they were not, like, in a committed relationship. Like, they literally have a conversation where they're like... Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Rebecca wants that, and I think Greg sort of does too. Well, and then at the end he says he wished that he told her he loved her. But they just sort of...
He didn't say I wish. I think he says I love you.
Yeah.
When he wakes up from his drunken stupor.
In his pool of vomit.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like a big deal for Greg to use a drawer, or we didn't see it occur. And now this is happening with Josh, and it's a musical singing drawer.
We also don't know that this wasn't just he left a sweatshirt there and Rebecca folded up and put it in the drawer.
That could be.
Which sounds much more like what happened than they had a conversation, where it was important to Rebecca to have this conversation with Josh because she wants him to... They also had more time.
Yeah.
And this is a month, and I don't know how long Rebecca and Greg were, but it was pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So different time frames, admittedly, should have different conversations.
What did you not like about the Love Kernel song?
All of it. I didn't like the song itself. I thought the visual imaging was hilarious.
Yeah, it's a play on Lemonade by Beyonce.
Which is a song I do not like.
I also don't really like Beyonce.
Yeah, I mean, Beyonce has plenty of songs that I like. That isn't one of them. But I did not enjoy the song. I thought, like, if we watched it on mute, I would have just as much entertainment. It's probably not more than having to hear it, per se. I thought it was really good categorizing their relationship. Like, it was perfect, where she's just like, I'll take you saying I left my phone at the house. And, like, the thing is, I don't think Josh is malicious. I think he just is kind of in his own little world, and Rebecca's like, that means he loves me. It's like, I don't know that it does, but also she's unfortunately has the maturity of like a teenage girl who waits by the phone all the time.
I also think that Josh is like maybe not interested, or she freaked him out because she said that he moved here for her, and then she like gaslit him into thinking that it was his fault somehow. That nuts.
No, not just gaslit him. Defended how good her gaslighting was to
Paula.
So she's proud.
Even Paula thought that it was bad that Rebecca did that.
Paula thinks what you did is icky.
It's icky.
Again,
it's icky.
I'm going to go back to Rebecca is just a terrible person. It's been consistent throughout the show that she's a bad person. She has moments where she does good things.
Do you not think that Josh is doing something wrong by knowing that this woman is desperately in love with him and not, like, separating himself from that situation?
That's a good question. I mean, oddly enough, I think her gaslighting works. I mean, he does legitimately seem confused at the end. So she successfully tricks him into thinking that what he is saying, like, she makes it sound like, oh, you're making me sound crazy. So he definitely, and Josh isn't very smart. So I think in his mind, he's like, oh, I fucked up. I misread this, or I heard something I didn't hear, because she successfully tricks him into, because he's worried at first. So I don't know that I can blame the guy who got gaslit into thinking he's fucking crazy. Like, no. Also, he is confused. Like you said, he doesn't know what he wants. I think it would be more sinister if he knew.
Well, he's also, I mean, like, to be fair to Josh, he has been essentially in a relationship with the same person since he was in high school. And he lived with his parents, and then he lived with Valencia. And then now he's moving back in with his parents. So, like, Josh has no idea who he is as a human being. Like, up on his own.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the issue here. I think that is an issue, but I don't think that's the issue here. I think the issue here is that he has no idea what the fuck Rebecca feels about him, because in like a month span, we've had get the fuck out of my house, I'm not interested in you, I'm sleeping with Greg. Oh my god, I'm in love with you, I moved here for you, wait a second, I'm going to gaslight you and make you sound crazy.
Yeah, that's
I barely know how to evaluate it, and I know I'm smarter than Josh, so I don't know. And so no, I actually, to answer your question, I don't think he did a fucking thing wrong at all.
I got the sense that, I mean, obviously Rebecca is doing this as a ploy, but that Josh also was using the Greg situation as like an out for, like, he doesn't want to talk about what's uncomfortable about his relationship with Rebecca, so he's like, we can't do anything until we tell Greg about this.
I think the Greg situation is what is making him uncomfortable about it.
I think that it is also making him uncomfortable, but I do not think that is the... I think the musical drawer and and Rebecca's, like, uber clinginess is
Rebecca's craziness is making him concerned about Rebecca's craziness. Mm-hmm. But, like, the fact that they are together, I think, was bothersome because Greg is not seemingly out of the picture in his mind. Like, I think those are, like... One is, like, a issue of morals, and the other one is, like... I don't know if I, like... But he also, again, when it comes to Rebecca, I think he's just confused.
I also think rightfully confusing to, like, be casually sleeping with someone, but also sort of living at their house. Like, that is a weird... I sort of appreciate that he's trying to create this, like, we slept together, and now I will retire to my bedroom where I temporarily live.
He's trying to create healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
But not super healthy because they're having sex. Though, yeah. I mean...
Especially because he could... I know that he, like, really doesn't want to go back home because he sees that as some sort of failing, but, like, temporarily moving in with your parents because you broke up with your girlfriend is not, like, the worst thing in the world. Also, if White Josh is always at Daryl's, why doesn't he stay at White Josh's?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. Your question, if Josh was on the lease, why is Valencia still living in their apartment?
That's the real question. So Josh may have... Yeah, I don't... There's no way in hell I would let Valencia stay there. Like, Valencia, you need to leave. Like, get the fuck out. Like, that's fine, you broke up with me, but this is my apartment. Like, bye.
It's possible he can't afford the apartment by himself.
I'm pretty sure he can't.
Yeah.
Which means you need to find a roommate. Yeah, I think those are all fair questions.
In your one-bedroom apartment.
Yep. Yep.
Which I guess is not really different than sleeping on Rebecca's couch, but...
Yeah, but you have to then find a roommate to either take your room or... Yeah. I think the only thing that is questionable is it does seem like he's aware of the fact that he is, like, crashing at her place, and that's, like, a perk. I think that may be the point that's an argument. But he is at least trying to create a boundary that Rebecca does not seem to want to respect.
Yeah.
Not that he was helping that situation either.
Back to the song, there were three things that I really like about the song. When Josh texts you up and Rebecca turns it into some like romantic question, and then the women are just holding the phones and like saying nothing that say you up on them for like the whole song.
What's also great, she only recently learned that that's a text that means you're
right.
So it kind of tracks that she thinks it's this like romantic thing because, you know, the rest of the world has figured out that you up is just a booty call. And she's like, oh no, I just need to talk. It's like,
no,
it's not the kind of talking. Unless you want to be Salt and Pepper and talk about sex, I don't think that's what this is here for.
Yeah. And then Josh is often kind. That like we've often seen him
Josh
portrayed
is
as
always
kind. He's not always kind to Greg. Sometimes he's a dick to Greg. Not about Rebecca, but just like the episode where they go to the beach and Greg is being a dick about it too. But I
don't know that Josh was being a dick. I think Greg was being a dick.
I think they were both being dicks.
You just don't like Josh and you really like Greg.
You just don't like Rebecca.
I'm not sure how that's relevant to this.
I just wanted to say it.
Okay, great. You're right. I don't like a terrible gaslighter who moved across the country to be in love and break somebody else's up. You're right. Poor me. I'm a terrible person who doesn't like people who do terrible things. What a fucking monster I am. You're right.
But Josh
you
saying,
just don't like Hitler.
Wait, you should put this pillow under your knees first. And Rebecca in the song.
Yeah. That just seems like that's like a perfect example of Josh doing a thing that's just normal and Rebecca taking it. He loves me. Maybe he's just worried about your back.
And also, Daryl is now played by a broom on a stand.
Yeah, you notoriously detest fourth wall breaking.
I do, but I thought that was that broom really looked like Daryl.
It did. It really did.
And it was funny enough. Yeah, I do typically not like fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me so much in House of Cards.
Maybe you just don't like Deadpool.
No, there's definitely other things that I don't.
Like, obviously you would have hated Saved by the Bell because they do that too. But like House of Cards, he breaks the fourth wall all the time. Certainly this was a massive fourth wall break in a way that they have never done before.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. All right. We talked about a lot of things while talking about that song. Do you want to talk about Rebecca and Paula?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about more Rebecca being a terrible person.
Definitely. Rebecca, wow. The number of times that I wrote Rebecca instead of Paula in my notes, this is the third time I found it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Because you're so used to Paula doing the bad thing too.
I guess. I even did it in the synopsis, but I correctly said it. Paula is trying to wean herself off of Rebecca, and Rebecca is, as usual, just like not caring about that at all.
What'd you say?
As usual, Rebecca is not caring about that at all.
Just want to make sure I wanted to get that again on recording.
Although, it is an interesting juxtaposition to maybe like 6 episodes ago when Rebecca was like, I'm done with the Josh stuff, and Paula was like, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It seems like they have a history in their relationship of telling each other things and then not listening to what the other person says.
Mm-hmm.
Like
when Rebecca told her, I want to be done with Josh, and she was like, well, no, and then correctly listed off all the problems that Greg has, but would not let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
And interestingly, Paula is now not so pro Rebecca and Josh because she doesn't think that they are working well together, and that Rebecca fucked it up with the gaslighting, which she totally did.
I don't think it's the gaslighting that fucked it up.
I mean, the craziness fucked it up in general, but...
No, there's a singular instance that fucked it up. It was, I moved here for you so you can fix all my problems.
Yeah.
There's no...
There's no coming back from that?
There's nothing else that matters when you go to that level of crazy that can fix that, and then she knows that she fucked up, so then she tries to gaslight him, which, like, is like a temporary stay of execution, but, like, now he's like, you did what? Like, I mean, I said it before. What? Like, I don't know how... Like, if a guy says that to you, you're not going to immediately be like, you're my soulmate. You're going to be like, oh, you're fucking crazy. Because, I loved it the entire time. It's about Rebecca saying that. That's a sexist term. And I was like, you just told him that you moved across. It's not a sexist term when it's fucking true. You're crazy. 2 words that I love that Paula uses here. F-sploiting, which is funny as hell.
Yeah.
I think that's what you were alluding towards when you said you think Josh is doing nothing wrong, right? When you were asking me that question, that he's just basically using her for sex.
When I said I think Josh is doing something wrong?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas I would agree if he hadn't been gaslit, when it's like, I don't even know if he knows where he stands in this. And then ducking, which is a hilarious iPhone call out to iPhone users who tried to say fuck and had it corrected to duck all of the time.
Because Rebecca had just read a text from Greg in which he said duck instead of fuck when they were having that conversation.
And it's a good censor word because you can say it and mean exactly what we know you're meaning without...
Frack.
Frack being another perfect example of that.
Can't believe they let them get away with that.
I mean, on the Sci-Fi Network, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, it's not. I mean, just because something sounds like a swear word doesn't mean it is a swear word.
Also, Paula says URL instead of URL.
That was amazing.
And then she asks if it's GIF or GIF, and Rebecca says nobody knows.
Yeah, the creator came out and confirmed that, and I still think he's wrong.
GIF sounds stupid.
It sounds like peanut butter.
Yeah.
It's also not...
And you would spell it with a J.
Correct. Like, I hear you. I get what you're saying. It's like I tell this story to people. Like, my mom wanted her maiden name is Hogg. H-O-G-G. And she wanted people to pronounce it Hogue. And I was like, hey, mother, there's no A in your name. Like, I get it, it's your name, and you own it. But that's just wrong. Like,
Hogue.
That is not how your name is pronounced. I don't fucking care. You don't get to say it like that. You need to change it, or you need to pronounce it the correct way. Words mean things. Yeah, Paula... I think Paula smartly realizes that Josh and Rebecca don't make sense anymore.
Yep.
Which I think is a totally fair conclusion. What I like about Paula, though, is that unlike... And that's kind of why I asked the question at the beginning, like... People have phrased this, and people think of it, Team Greg, Team Josh. And I was like, it's not binary. Like, it can just be they're both bad options.
Yeah.
Also, I think the bigger truth is that the bad option is Rebecca. Like, she is the bad option. So, no, this isn't going to make sense with either one of them. Scott's hilarious.
I am so glad. One of the things that I asked for was more Paula and Scott's marriage, and we got that. Apparently, they're boning. They're going to Bone Town a lot.
Pound Town.
Pound Town? Bone Town, that's not a thing. Pound Town is a thing.
Yeah, I know.
They're boning in Pound Town.
That's not your lingo, so I'm not surprised you don't really stick that landing.
Yeah. But I like that he was, like, listening to her, and then he actually, he asked her what makes her happy, and she listed, 3 things, and he was like, here's one of them that you can actually focus on that is healthy and helpful.
I also like how she was talking about her drug is so-and-so while drinking.
Yeah.
It's I hear you. And I don't think she has an alcohol
I don't think Paula has
But
an
it was
alcohol
just kind of funny in a show where, we were talking about literally somebody's alcoholism and talking about that feeling it gives you.
Yeah.
You were taking a drink. But she is correct that, her high... And that's why I always said I don't think it was ever about Rebecca being happy. I think it was about her high. She had an addiction. And she acknowledges that and she says, hey, I'm going to do something about it. Also, credit to her for listening to Greg. People change their life. Not me, but you should do that. Paula. And she goes, you know what? I need to change my life.
Yeah. Well, so Rebecca makes her help her track down Greg. They track down Greg to an AA meeting. And
makes
then
her feels unfair.
Watch Greg at an AA meeting. And other people. That's awful. It's anonymous. What?
I just don't understand how we can talk about all the things they did in this episode alone and not come to the conclusion that she's a terrible person. If I told you, Chelsea, I did all those things yesterday, I can't imagine your answer is not going to be, Roger, you're a terrible person. There's just no way you're not going to come to that conclusion.
I mean, she is a terrible person in this episode and in many episodes. I agree with that statement.
Yep, your caveat is what I'm challenging.
As Paula has often been a terrible person and is not a terrible person in this episode.
Sure, but I'm not defending Paula saying she's not a terrible person. Ever.
But maybe she can change her life.
Good for her. Maybe.
Maybe she can change her life.
I mean, she's at least showing that she's trying to change in a way that I've yet to see Rebecca show. So,
This also made me think of when Rebecca was missing. Greg was talking up a show about how he didn't care about Rebecca, but actually did. And to all the other people. He shows up at her house because Daryl called.
Wasn't he calling morgues
He
looking
was,
for her?
but he was trying to convince everyone else, I could if I wanted to, I don't care. He was trying to pretend like he didn't care. He really cared.
Gotcha.
Rebecca doesn't care about him. She doesn't care that he's missing. She only cares that she wants to find him so that she can tell him about Josh so that they can get back together. I've seen the whole show. I just don't know what to do about that, Roger.
It doesn't matter what she does in the future. She's a terrible person.
It doesn't matter that Regina murdered 1 million people.
Regina was a terrible person.
Was. And
sure.
now she's not.
As of right now, she's a terrible person.
All right, she's a terrible person right now. I agree.
Like, if you're a serial killer, maybe you can stop being a serial killer down the road, but right now, you're a serial killer and you're a terrible person.
Stop being a serial killer.
Like, well, we were talking about Regina.
I don't know if that's a thing.
We literally were just talking about Regina, who's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the definition.
I don't know if I would define it that way, though.
How would you mass murderer?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, mass murderer is better.
Better terminology?
Better terminology.
Gotcha. I was like,
being a mass murderer is not better than being a serial killer.
Great. I was like,
just clearing that up.
Great.
Greg, you could tell that Greg has been going to this. Well, he's been going to this AA meeting. It sounds like every day because he was ordered to.
Yeah.
Because he got pulled over for drunk driving. He's lucky that they did not give him a DUI.
Here's what I was confused about. I thought Josh was calling him like an Uber or a cab. Like he says, like, I'll take care of this. I know what to do. I thought he even said something like, I'll call the Uber or what. Like I thought maybe I made that up.
I think Josh, so what Greg said is that he was still drunk the next morning. So I think Josh sent him home and then he drove somewhere else, which is also probably why he didn't get a DUI because he was probably not that, like he was certainly over the legal limit, but not like...
So he basically went back to his car, like he Ubered back, tried to drive home, and was still so drunk.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, 10 cocktails? And they weren't even there for that long.
Yeah, but I mean...
I don't know.
That's a lot for you and I, or people who don't drink a ton.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But
especially hard alcohol. But
tolerances change as you do it more. I hate to say it. Like
they were there for like 2 hours.
But it's like, right, you do, so like when you do drugs, you're chasing that initial high that you're never going to get because your tolerance is never going to be that low. So like it does build over time.
Well, it builds until your liver doesn't process it as well and then it gets worse.
True. I don't know if he has liver disease yet though.
His dad probably does.
His dad probably does or dad probably knows?
His dad probably does have liver disease, yeah. But it seemed like this was the first meeting that Greg stood up and talked at the meeting.
Convenient for us.
Convenient for us to have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell afterwards that he's like mortified, but also like while he is speaking, he like you can like see the weight lifting off of him.
Remind me, at the end of this episode, or the end of this speech, Rebecca says, so is now not a good time to tell him about Josh? Is that what happened?
That is exactly what happened, and that is a terrible person thing to do. Greg also used those same words, glitter exploding inside me, to describe what drinking feels like for him, as Rebecca talks about Josh, and later Paula talks about the like scheming as a thing that makes her feel like glitter is exploding inside her. Which actually is kind of it's like a very visual metaphor.
I mean, it makes a ton of sense though. Like that actually does a pretty good job of like, West Wing actually has an episode where it talks about alcoholism, and he's like, I don't understand people who can just take one drink. Mm-hmm. Because when you have that feeling, I just want to do it over and over and over. So like 1 drink becomes 5 drinks, becomes 10. And why wouldn't you want to have that feeling? And you're like, oh yeah, like for me, I don't like drinking. So I'm just like, I'll have like 1 and I'm good. But like, I don't want 1 scoop of ice cream. I want 15 scoops of ice cream. But like, I don't get drunk off ice cream. So like, it's easy to say when you don't care about it, especially then if you have that like hook. Mm-hmm. What he seems to have, which is, I love that he's drinking orange soda at the end though.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
He's hanging out with his dad.
Don't think he can work at a bar though. That's going to be interesting.
I mean, some people... I don't think that Greg drank at work. So it might not be a problem for him at work.
Sure.
It depends on the person.
Seems tough.
Yeah.
When you like...
Like, some people are like, I can't be around anyone that is drinking. And some people are like, it's fine. I'm not going to drink.
If you have a sex addiction, maybe don't work at a strip club.
Yeah.
That just seems like you are setting yourself up for failure.
Like, you're not allowed to have sex with the strippers while you're at the strip club.
From what I've been told, people do a lot of wild shit at strip clubs. I've never experienced this. I've just been... It's like the bikini baristas. I've been told they don't just always sell you just coffee. So, yeah, but I hear you. I like... Paula doesn't call it bunch sanity, but it is definitely bunch sanity.
Yeah, it's definitely bunch sanity.
It is exactly
what... It's a good word.
It really is. There seems to be something that is consistent about everyone in Rebecca's orbit is worse off for it. Rebecca is better off for it, but I think everyone else suffers.
Sorry, say that again?
I think everyone in Rebecca's orbit is worse off for being in Rebecca's orbit than they are if she's not in their presence. I think she benefit. I think it's I think it's a parasitic relationship. And I think Rebecca benefits from Paula. Paula does not benefit from Rebecca. Even if Paula gets that high, it's bad for her. I don't think Greg is better. I'm trying to think who... Valencia certainly wasn't better. Like, I don't know anyone who I would say they are better for being with and around Rebecca.
I think...
Maybe Josh is the debate.
Yeah, I think Josh... Probably not because of their romantic relationship, but...
as a pure friend.
Think, like, he said before, like, you believe in me like nobody else does, and she badly helped him get that job at Aloha Tech.
But she also caused him a lot of problems with Valencia.
No, totally. And I think that Greg, like, she was the one that suggested night school to Greg. And he did say he was already thinking about it, but I think her saying it is, like, the reason that he did it. But there's more bad than good, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be interesting, actually, to see Paula and Rebecca figure out what their friendship is.
Because this is one of her questions. What's it like when they're not scheming?
Mm-hmm. And actually, like, if Paula's applying to law school, like, that's the thing. Rebecca can help her with that a lot.
This is actually where she's qualified to really be a friend and be like, hey, I know what law school is like.
Yep. And I know all the law things that you need to know at the law school.
Well... Yeah, but if she's just, like, telling her the answer, that's not helpful either. She needs to, like, help her learn it, not just give her the cheats.
But a lot of law school, unlike other things, is you don't need to spend 12 hours looking through that book to find this case that you need to learn about. Let me just tell you. I know it. Now you can read about it.
Maybe we should just do a better job of teaching law instead of making people just dig through things like that.
I mean, I think that there are... It's interesting because I think most of the time in school, we, like, make kids memorize things that they don't actually need to memorize. But there are some jobs for which you just need to memorize stuff.
Besides being a doctor?
A doctor, I guess you don't have to memorize them, but you need to have a familiarity with cases because precedent is important.
But you're going to research them. It's not like you need to recall
but you can find it faster. If
Whatever. You have interns and no, lawyers are not themselves the ones doing the work. Like most of the time, they're outsourcing that to someone else, and then and then their job is to properly articulate to like that isn't your goal of being a lawyer is not being able to do research. There's somebody who researches for you. Your goal is how do you on the stand use that information to properly win your case. Like, memorization is a thing we did because when we created curriculums, we didn't have fucking ways to store things. Now we do. It's just stupid and outdated and dumb. I really have a fundamental dislike of the obsession with memorization.
I was, like, making this point, and then you interrupted me to make my point for me.
Correct. I do. I just hate it more than you do. Also, your point was a little bit more defensive of memorization, and mine is not.
I mean, doctors also don't need to memorize every disease that has ever been, but it will be easier for them to find out what's wrong with you. But like surgeons, you gotta know that this thing connects to this thing, and if you cut it, they're gonna...
Yeah, that's important.
You gotta know that. No one can tell you. We can't be in the operating room like, I forgot. What does this do?
Though, I will say, if you're about to do open heart surgery, I wouldn't be mad if you did a little quick review before every open heart surgery, just to like touch over the bases.
It's true.
Feel like
what if you work in an ER?
Sure. But that feels like the only, like, life and death, about the only time I can imagine where it's important that you recall it immediately. Mm-hmm. Every other scenario, I'd rather you, and, like, I even say this about, like, math. Cool, Chelsea, maybe you can do long division, but you are not perfect. My computer is. It's going to get it right 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. I'll trust my computer. Even if you get 98%, cool. That's still 2% worth of mistakes I don't need.
It's true.
So, yeah, I'll be very curious to see what their relationship looks like now that it is not just filled with nothing but toxic nonsense. I'm also curious as to see that, like, no one seems to be there to tell her what she's doing is... Because before Paula was the devil on Rebecca's shoulder. Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like she's now become her own devil. Mm-hmm. Because, like, her scheme she comes up with is dumb as fuck.
The drawer or the winning a thing on the radio? I
think you can answer that question because neither were smart.
That's true. The drawer wasn't exactly a scheme. It was just a thought that Rebecca had.
It was an inside thought that should have stayed inside. Like, you should have thought of that and went, oh, that makes me look crazy. And, like, don't get me wrong. I think there's a cute way to do that that would be kind of funny. But she wasn't going for that. She was going for, like, romantic, I guess? Is that a thing that people like?
I don't know. I mean, if I needed a drawer at someone's house and they're like, I got you a drawer that has all these dividers in it, I'd be like, sweet!
It's not the dividers that are the problem.
It's the song.
And every time he opens it, it plays the song. That's going to get annoying.
Yep.
Also, wow, she plugged in a lot of cables.
I know. What were those for?
I mean, they're all real things, but yeah, like, Lightning is different than USB-C, which is different than HDMI, which is different than micro USB, which is different than mini USB.
Are they somehow handcuffs that need to be plugged in? Do they have a...
No, the handcuffs were a separate drawer. The one thing I will say is that there's an old phrase that most guys know about each other. You don't let your friends fuck crazy. Because while it is fun, there's repercussions. And
well, Hector is very pro fucking crazy.
Is Hector the kind of friend that you should
Hector wants to go on a date with his mom.
Like, what I liked about this is that, like, we said this before, I was like, I think Hector's that guy that always has advice for you but never has girls. And it's like, hey, your advice is just dumb. And then the advice he has here, and I'm just like, yeah, you're a dumb friend.
I don't live with my mom. I live with my best friend.
Look, my mom and I are very good friends. But other than being 6, your best friend should not be your mother.
You also, like, can't frame it that way when someone says, do you live with your mom?
Nope.
You can say, like, oh yeah, my mom and I hang out a lot. Like, that's fine.
You know what you also should not do? Hey, Chelsea, you want to take our moms out on a double date? Unless it's Mother's Day, that's creepy.
Or like, oh, my mom really wants to do this thing and your mom might enjoy that too.
Sure.
Like,
absolutely.
But we don't frame it as a date.
Nope. We're going to do something nice for our respective mothers.
Yeah.
Would you like to do it together?
Yeah.
Is different than let's go on a double date with our moms. That seems unhealthy. Hector's Hector is like the bad friend, but you know he's the bad friend. So like even Josh, who probably has under 10 brain cells, is like, I'm not doing that. Also, could we talk about Mrs. Chan?
Yeah.
Josh is very much a mama's boy.
And tries to pretend like he's not. I think Hector has fully embraced that he is a mama's boy, and Josh is like, I'm not a mama's boy.
So let me ask you.
I'm an adult, and I eat my crust on my bread.
Women use mama's boy often as an insult, which is quite amusing to me. So what do you think a mama's boy is? I'm just curious.
Oh, I think a mama's boy is a man that still needs his mother to take care of him, and has an emotionally unhealtty relationship with his mom, usually a codependent relationship with his mom.
I think that is an excellent definition of mama's boy, whatever you want to call it. And that's great. I think how it has become often used that, like, you like your mom.
Oh, no. It's okay to like your mom.
You're right, it should be. But having a healthy relationship with your mom, especially if your mom doesn't have, like, Valencia might call Josh a mama's boy, but she also doesn't like Mrs. Chan because Mrs. Chan doesn't like her.
I think it also often gets used in, like, TV and movies because we create the, like, monster-in-law
Absolutely,
so,
we create
like,
the monster-in-law
trope. If you like your mom, you're going to side with your mom instead of me.
And she's that's a movie, by the way. I love that you quoted that.
I did, yeah. Jane Fonda's in it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and I think she's the monster-in-law.
Yeah.
Which I think is, like, the point. Is that, like, oh, I'm the sweet, innocent wife trying my best to impress, and I'm never going to be good enough for the mama's boy mama. I don't think Josh and Mrs. Chan have an unhealthy relationship.
No.
I think Mrs. Chan definitely wants him back, but I think, like we saw in the Thanksgiving episode, he just loves his family. That's one of the things we both like about Josh.
But he clearly does not want to live with his family.
And I think that's an important distinction.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's not like he's. This isn't a failure to launch, to quote another movie.
Yeah.
He does want to live on his own. He just financially can't right now because he did the honorable thing, quote unquote, and let Valencia stay in the house.
Yeah.
So, like, he's a mama's boy, but not in a bad way.
Well, yeah, as I said earlier, it's it would be totally normal to be like, I broke up with my girlfriend and I need a place to stay. Can I live here for 3 months while I save up enough money to get an apartment?
That's a plan.
Or while I find a roommate.
That's actually a very mature adult thing that Josh wants to do. Like, and like the same thing with Greg. I wouldn't criticize Greg for living with his dad because he's taking care of him.
Yeah.
Like, that's fair. Like, it'd be one thing if he was just like,
it's like Frasier. I don't live with my dad.
My dad lives with me. There is a big distinction. There's a fundamental distinction between my mom moved in to stay with me because I'm helping her and I live at home. Like, they may feel the same, but they're not. I feel like we've hit every... Oh, no, we haven't. Did we talk about that theme song?
No. And we also didn't talk about the other song.
Okay. Let's talk about that theme song real quick.
I'm Just a Girl in Love. That's what it is called. You hate it. What do you hate about it? Do you just hate the tune?
I hate the tune.
Yeah, I knew you would hate the tune.
I think it probably is a good job of summing up what the season is going to be about, but I'm fucking over that. So I'm just like, also, I think the problem for me is that the disappointment relative to like the first theme song was a great little like mini synopsis of everything that happened. It was like catchy little beat. It was funny. This one is just like gross. Like every time I watch it, I'm just like, I'm skipping this every time.
I also don't love the tune of this song. It is not one that I like listen to when I listen to a CD.
It's just too Josh centric. Like, and even it closes like the visual gag of them all like having the like Josh in the picture. I'm just like, this is what this entire season is going to be about. It's just a fucking Josh show again. Like I even said, if Paula's schemes were just to keep her and Josh together, I was going to lose my shit. Luckily, it seems she's gone completely the opposite, and I'm like, Paula, you're in the good graces again. Like, I love you.
And then the other song is We Should Definitely Not Have Sex Right Now, which does definitely pull off that, like, sexy music tune, like, 70s weird sexy music. Like, they got it. They hit it. They hit it hard.
So this is going to sound weird, but it gave me a Daryl vibe. Because of how his songs have been so, like, throwback-ish.
Yeah.
Like, he had that weird, like, techno one, and he had the just getting by ones. Like, his songs seemed to be more of that throwback, so I was like, is Daryl? And I think maybe because the other song had the Daryl's been replaced by a broom, but, like...
we did see Daryl for real in this episode.
We did see Daryl for real.
Daryl really played by a broom?
Honestly, that would have been an amazing coda had they just been Daryl talking with Josh at the very end. Like, but it was just a broom. And no one notices the difference. It's just a broom. Daryl's like, guys, I haven't been here all day. Oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
I also love the like sex heist.
I thought that was a great
bit that they do at the end.
That's a great Josh analogy though. Like he thinks about it and like, oh, it's like those robber movies where they're gonna do one last heist, but those movies always have a sequel.
They do.
Let me ask you in theory. Do you believe Friends with Benefits is ever gonna work out for someone? Ooh.
In theory, maybe. In this situation, absolutely not. Because if there's truly no feelings, maybe.
Do you believe that's ever truly a thing?
I know some people that it's a thing for.
I have met some people too. However, I always say people are very unreliable as their own narrators.
They're still friends.
That's fair.
And like
there could still be some hard feelings now to other people.
Yep.
Do they still sleep together?
No.
Oh, I was like, whoa, that's wild.
But I think they like met while dating.
Yeah.
Just like casually dating, and they were like, we don't want to date, but like this is fun.
We enjoy banging.
And then it was like, hey, you're kind of cool. Do you want to be friends?
Yeah. I think it reminds me of the one I quoted from Arrested Development. Just might work for us. Probably not, though.
Yeah.
Like, 99% of people probably can't do this.
I also don't think that you can do it with a person that you already know in any context.
I don't think you can do it with a person that you have any sort of romantic feelings with.
Absolutely not.
If you literally, like...
Or ever have, probably.
No, that's what I mean. Like, this has to be a pure thing where you're just like, hey, we like having sex together, but, like, there's no deeper connection, which...
I mean, there are 2 movies about this came out at exactly the same time, and it...
I remember the Mila Kunis...
No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits.
Oh, who was in that one?
Was Justin Timberlake in the one with Mila Kunis?
I think so.
The other one has Natalie Portman and
Ashton Kutcher.
And they came out at the same time. I love when that happens, when 2 movies
like
come
Deep
out parallel.
Impact
Yes.
And, Armageddon. Aren't Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis together?
Yeah.
So they each did separate movies about Friends with Benefits, but not together?
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that I think they're
right.
in different ones, Yeah,
that's funny. That is weird to me that happens.
But you're totally right. That's a really good Josh metaphor, the like sex heist. He would think about it that way.
Yep.
I can't believe neither of them said, does it really count as a second time if it happens during the same day?
That's a Regina Robin joke, isn't it?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, it doesn't count as the second time because we never left the vault.
Yeah. All right. You ready to move?
One last thing.
Okay.
So we talked about why I thought it was always a ridiculous move for Rebecca to run to Greg because, like, too soon, too quick, too much. Then they spent 3 days banging it out, and it turned into a disaster. And then she turns around and runs into Josh's arms, and now they've spent 3 weeks just banging it out, and this seems like it's turning into a disaster. There seems to be a common theme here, in which stop rushing into things, or it's going to be a disaster.
Yep. That's a That's really good.
I feel like that's a
good summary.
Fair analysis here.
Okay.
Couple lines?
We went through most of mine, but I have one.
Go.
The one from Marco. I know your type. You mess with people's lives and pass it off as quirky. And then she, like, trips and tries to act quirky, like you see on a Zooey Deschanel TV show or something. And Marco was just like, no.
He feels about her the way I feel about her. This awkward shit is, I'm over it. I actually have a Marco line when he opens the door and he goes, oh, this crazy bitch.
That's really good.
Because you can just tell he's just like, is that your only line?
Yeah, I had my mom and I eat crust now. I had those ones too.
Paula at one line says, no, definitely not that. And the context was hilarious. I forgot exactly what it was, but Rebecca was saying something and she was like, nope, definitely not that.
I don't remember that, but I believe you.
It was great. But I think my favorite line of the entire thing was when Rebecca broke the fourth wall. I was like, this video ate up our production budget. I was like, what? I just didn't see that coming at all. Because, the show does the musical interludes, but it doesn't usually just look at the camera and talk to us. I was like, didn't see that coming. Well done.
And she was right. That was a pretty high production
budget. Oh, yeah.
Because, sure, they'll do other things, but, Daryl doing Getting By is, they hired a band and there was one location.
Sure.
There were, 5 locations and, actors we never seen before. Uh-huh.
All that for a mid-song. I was like, you could have skipped this. Pass. Okay. And then my only question was pretty much my theme of this entire analysis. What the fuck is wrong with Rebecca?
That's a good question. I have 3 favorite moments.
That tracks. Hey, I have one more question.
Yeah.
In the other podcast, we track how often I get you to agree with me that we can kill someone. Can we track how often I get you to admit that Rebecca is a terrible person?
Sure.
Great. I'm going to count this as 1.
Okay. This
is the genesis of this.
Yeah,
I have one favorite moment, actually.
Okay. Josh's scary Greg dream.
That shit was wild! I thought it was real for a second.
Greg's face.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. Yeah. And Josh was so scared.
I mean, wouldn't you be?
And then he, goes into Rebecca's room and is, cleaning out his drawer and, freaking out.
Yeah.
And then he says, it's about ethics and morals and Jesus and birds of prey. And Rebecca very logically is like, yeah, but, Greg is not a falcon. And Josh is like, you understand? It was hilarious.
I'm going to be honest, though, because, this is I know we have different views on this, but, if Greg thinks they're still together, you as his best friend shouldn't be sleeping with his girl.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So, I don't blame Josh for having some guilt underneath there. I do blame him for dreaming that Greg was a falcon. I don't know what that symbolism means. I don't think he knows what that symbolism means, but it was definitely some wild shit that I was like, he's a falcon now?
And he was wearing the sweatshirt.
Also, there's no way he believed that Rebecca had a friend named Emery.
No.
Or did he?
No, I don't know. Sometimes Josh is dumb, but usually not that dumb.
But in the dream...
But sometimes he says, Valencia respects me. And then Heather says, she respects you.
But in the dream... Greg says, and her friend Emery is not getting her sweatshirt back, which makes it seem like his subconscious is...
Rebecca copped to the lie while she was talking to Josh about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his subconscious is holding on to that. Man, that was great.
I
loved that.
Amazing.
Greg going to AA and speaking his truth about his alcoholism.
I think speaking his truth, going to AA sucks in the sense of, it's a great thing that he acknowledged he has a problem. Shitty way to, because he got forced to go. It wasn't like he made his choice. He was court ordered.
But now he's...
But he's acknowledged he has a problem.
They can't make you talk at an AA meeting.
No, and he actually is doing the work.
He also is clearly connecting with the other people. There was that joke about the skinny jeans, and he kept, it happened twice. It was Frank. He was like, thanks, Frank. You got my back, Frank. He's like, Frank. You get him.
I, to be clear, agree with Frank and Greg. Skinny jeans on a man is wrong.
It depends on the man.
No, it doesn't.
What if he's a gay man?
Still wrong.
Okay. My last one is Scott helping Paula figure out what brings her joy. And Paula.
That was very
Paula
sweet and
applying to
adorable.
law school.
I actually really liked Paula deciding to listen to Greg and change her life. Good for her. The Josh and Hector conversation was amazing.
Yeah,
it was so. It almost was in my ridiculous moments as well. But I was like, it was one of the rare times that Josh looked like the smart one. Mm-hmm. Like he's saying the shit, and Josh is just like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hector dumb.
Hector not good.
Favorite song?
I had a hard time, as I said, I don't love any of the songs here. I chose Love Kernels, mainly from the visual elements. Yeah. And there were some funny lines in there.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite being, when I mix it with the tears I cry, it makes a full glass of water. What was your favorite?
We should definitely not have sex right now. I thought it was a funny, like, those two lying to themselves.
Yeah.
It gave me that weird kind of goofy Daryl vibe. Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't love either one of them. Like, neither one will be in my top songs of the season, but yeah, I thought it was the better of the two songs.
I have one most ridiculous moment. Could have chose a lot.
And one concept.
Okay. Spying on Greg at AA, and then Rebecca trying to rationalize telling him about Josh.
The idea that Rebecca is a good person. Like, everything in here is like, everyone's done bad things. The gaslighting isn't even the worst thing she does, because she spies on someone's AA meeting and then thinks, oh, so now I can tell him? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's like it doesn't even click in her brain that what she's doing is wrong.
God, I also hope they left before anyone else spoke at the AA.
Also, that is such a fundamental violation of privacy that is like, that's unforgivable. Like, I don't understand why you would think that's... Like, I get seeing he's there and not realizing that, and then you leave.
Well, they didn't know.
They didn't know it was an AA meeting. But, like, once you realize what this is, get the fuck out of it. Like, it's time to go. We fucked up, didn't know you were there. And then she, like, roundabout kind of tells Josh about it, too. She doesn't say exactly what it was, but she alludes, like, my intuition says he's not in a good place right now, which is like, shut up. Like, that's not your story to tell.
I have one loser and 1.5 winners.
I have 2 and 2.
Okay. Rebecca, for all of the reasons that you shared already.
I don't even think I need to justify that loss.
Plus, all she wanted was to be with Josh, and now she's not, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. It took her one episode to undo all that work.
I guess it was a month. She got to have amazing sex with Josh for a month, which apparently Josh really enjoyed.
I mean, she could have just shut up.
Yeah.
Also, did they just never talk about it?
I guess not.
They never talked about the, like, weird shit that she said, like, you need to have a come to Jesus moment right now. You motherfuckers need science. Hector.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Hector is a loser in life.
Yep.
You know how I know this? Because he's going on dates with his mommy.
Yep.
And she cuts off the crust for him. Like, he is a mama's boy in an unhealthy way.
Would you believe me if I told you that Hector will have character growth?
Yes. Because he's at the floor. So, I would believe that. In fact, I would hope that he believes that. Now, if you told me Rebecca has character growth, I would be less inclined to believe you. Though she is the star of the show, so I would anticipate she would have some. 2 winners. You have 1.5 winner. I bet Greg is one of your winners.
Yeah. I mean, Greg is in a bad place, but
not as bad as one would anticipate, though.
He's hiding from all of his friends and refusing to tell them anything.
But that's not
also apparently means he's not going to work. Maybe, do you think that he told his boss where he was?
Yeah, because he said, I know where he's at, and he's fine.
Okay.
So he did tell his boss.
And he's taking steps to change his life.
Like, I think it's weird in that he was in a bad place before this episode, but I think by the time we watched it, he's actually seemingly in a better place. Well, and I don't mean he's dead. Because that's often what people mean when they say they're in a better place.
Yeah, it is.
I kind of heard it when we said it a couple times. I was like, this is not what we're going for. Your half winner, potentially?
No, Greg is my half winner.
Oh, then Paula is absolutely your winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. Those are my 2 winners.
Okay, great. We agree.
Paula to me became the person I wanted her to be in season 1, which is the, like, angel on Rebecca's shoulder. Mm-hmm. Now she smartly separated herself from Rebecca. That's a win, because the friendship contract was wild.
One of the things I wrote down for what I'm looking forward to next week is, what are the terms if someone breaks the friendship contract?
Also, what are the terms of the contract?
I need to know.
Yeah,
I want to read it.
I won't do anything illegal or immoral, but I will listen and advise. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I will be a friend, essentially. It's what she's offering.
Yeah, she'll just be a normal friend. Like,
I think that's a bad idea. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm so happy if you're happy type situation. But she's not going to hack into his IP address and triangulate where he's at so they can spy on his AA meeting. Also, the look on Paula's face when Rebecca says that is now a bad time and Paula's just disgusted, like, what is wrong with you? I think we wouldn't have gotten that in season 1.
No, yeah. I think
like,
you're right.
Something changed where she was just like, this is way over the line.
Well, because I think Paula wouldn't, if that was what needed to happen to get Rebecca with Josh, Paula wouldn't have cared.
Nope, because it's just part of the plan. Yeah. Now it seems like she's willing to evaluate the, things that have consequences. Things you're looking forward to.
Yeah. I am looking forward to more Paula.
Oh, also, Paula and Scott are in a good spot.
Yeah.
Which is a huge victory. You talked about, I want to see them in a good relationship.
Yeah. So I want to see more of that. I want to see how Rebecca and Paula's friendship evolves. What's Josh gonna do? I'm
less interested in that, unfortunately.
Oh.
Because it feels like all we did was we put them together, and then we broke them up, and now the show is about how does Rebecca win back Josh.
Oh.
That's what it feels like right now.
I'm more interested in... Well, I am sort of interested in how he's going to deal with this Rebecca situation, but, he's living with his parents. Is he going to get his life together and, move out and, is he going to figure his shit out? I want to know that. And I want to know... Okay, so... I 100% agree that walking into someone's AA meeting and telling them a thing just so that you can tell Josh that you told Greg is a bad idea.
Bad?
But it's a very bad idea.
Heinous?
Greg is going to find out about this, and I don't think that the best way for Greg to find out about this is neither Rebecca nor Josh telling him about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless it's not a thing anymore, I guess.
I don't know. It gets tricky. But it doesn't matter if it was a thing. It was a thing.
Yeah.
So, this is the interesting point now. That, you're not supposed to know he's in AA, but you do know he's in AA. So, is there a concern that you could send him spiraling?
Maybe.
I mean, she's broken his heart twice. Yeah. So, is it the right thing to do to tell him? But it feels wrong. Lying absolutely feels wrong. But now I'm not sure if the truth is right. Because you have information you shouldn't have had.
Yep. Well, and also, Greg can't just, stay in his house and never leave.
He's got to live his life.
His dad is you got to tell your friends about this.
Well, and also, they need to have a conversation about what happened, their relationship. Also, is she going to tell him that she knows he's in AA?
I don't know.
Because that feels like the much bigger problem.
Yep.
Sleeping with Josh was the big problem, but now it's, wait, you spied on me and found out I'm in AA? That could risk their friendship.
Yeah.
And I think they are good friends. I think they're terrible partners. That's
what I want to know.
One thing that I'm really curious about, which is Valencia.
Yeah, I want to see Valencia. Valencia is alluded to in episode 5 in the title, but I don't know if that's the next time we see her. Or
that's
not.
a long ways away.
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean, truthfully, very suddenly Susan. I'm interested in all of the side characters. Even White Josh and Daryl, for as brief as we got, I'm like, oh,
they were cute.
What were they looking at? A catalog of furniture or something? Are they about to move in together?
No. Daryl gave White Josh a key to his apartment because they spend much time together. So they're not moving in together.
No, at the end, there's no word spoken. They're at home base. And
they're playing the romantic song.
They're flipping through a magazine looking at stuff.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Maybe they were.
Oh, so I was like, are they? Because he's kind of looking at stuff, and I was like, are they looking at furniture?
Maybe they are.
So I'm curious about them. I also kind of like the juxtaposition of healthy relationship, toxic relationship, and similar things. Like I said with the dresser drawer, where it's insane the way Josh and Rebecca do it, and then White Josh and Daryl are just oh yeah, he has a drawer to keep some stuff over.
I also liked that montage of the happiness, that it wasn't all romantic happiness. The when they're sitting together, you said they're looking through a thing, and Paula is applying to law school. She's finding her joy in that. I just thought that was nice.
What do you mean it wasn't all happiness?
It wasn't all relationship happiness.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just people
Because Rebecca was happy because Josh was sleeping in her bed. Because they fell asleep after they had sex.
Yeah.
And then they start playing the romantic music. And then, but it's like, it like goes through a few. I think that's like, it's interesting juxtaposition.
Because it's all different types of happiness.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I thought you meant like somebody wasn't happy. It's like,
no, I think everybody was happy.
Seemed pretty happy to me.
Except for Greg.
Actually, Greg actually seems in a better place now.
He's in a better place, but I don't think he's happy.
Compared to he's not angry.
That's true. He is not angry at everyone all the time about everything, as he says. Well, please be sure to join us next time when we watch Season 2, Episode 2, When Will Josh See How Cool I Am? Roger's not excited about that episode title.
And we will see you next time.